Hi, well, welcome. If you are watching this in real time, I say real time, whenever you are watching it, it's kind of irrelevant when you're watching it. I was just about to say it's Sunday here, so it doesn't really matter whether you're watching it today, which is Sunday, whether it's tomorrow, which is Monday, which is next week, whenever it is, doesn't really matter. At least you'll always be able to come back and see this video. Anyway, why am I doing this? Because I know many of you will be saying, well, Craig, aren't you meant to be off now? Aren't you meant to be off, taking a little break, recharging the batteries? Well, I have done, although yesterday was only day one. I thought I'll come into my craft room, have a little bit of a play about, chill out, because this is also what I class as my downtime. And I thought, well, I wanted to do a video before I went off, and I just didn't have a chance. So I thought, well, let's just do it. Let's just have fun together, film a little video here. But I thought, what could I do? Because I thought, well, I'm still going to do the template library. And I was going to go back to the original one that you've requested. And then I thought, well, so I will be back on Crafters TV from the Monday the 15th. So if you are watching this in real time, I'll be back on Crafters TV a week on Monday the 15th. And I'm coming back to our launch day, which is the next instalment of the template library. So it's an expansion pack and it's blue. Now, I'm launching it on Crafters TV, and Debbie Robinson, she's going to be launching it on Hobby Maker the day before, which is Sunday, because, well, technically, I'm still off. So I thought, well, I know, let's just give you a tease. Let's do a video. Let's make something from Blue Template Library. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So when it comes to the video, I've got my bits and pieces all good to go. So we have got our blue. So we've got blue all ready to go with the recipe cards. Now, when it comes to these ones here, what you are going to be getting is you are going to be getting 15 again. Z-fold card, gatefold card, exploding center card, trifold shutter card, shadow box card, curved gate card, butterfly card, half star card. That's what we're going to do, the half star. Camera shutter card, secret message handbag, bendy fold card, star shape card. Actually, no, that's the one that we're going to do. Side stepper rocker card, tiered pop-up card, and fancy cards storage box. That's what you're going to get within this one here. So as I say, we've got 2 star ones there. Star shape card, which is number 12. That's the one that I thought we will do, because it's quite a funky one. I quite like it. So what we can do is if we go in to our star shape. So this is the one that we're going to make. I just need to go, of course, into my template. So let's find number 12. Now it is here. So let's take this one out. Now, some of them, for the future one, rocker cards and that, they're all on 12 by 12, but you can still do this on A4, of course. Just draw around on the selected size of cardstock that you are using. So I can pop that to the side. Now, I don't really need to have this in front of me because I've already filmed the videos with these ones, which, if they're not on our YouTube just yet, there will be this coming week ahead of the launch. But what I am going to do anyway, because I'm familiar with it and I don't really need it, I'll still just put it to the front of me anyway. But you've got your 6 steps, pictorial as well as written. What I have also done as well, just giving you a tease of it there. Now, of course, when it comes to the template library, you don't necessarily need to have your die cutting machine. You don't need any dies or die cutting machine. But what we might do is when I come to decorate, I think I might use some of the nesting star dies that came with one of our issue of a magazine. I've been using them a lot lately, and because this is a star one, I thought this works really, really well. So I thought, let's do that. Let's use that one when it comes to decorating. So with this one, like usual, what I am going to be doing is I'm going to use my white multi-purpose cardstock for the base. Can I just say as well, because this is my downtime and it is Sunday, I've just got my comfies and that on, so take me as I am. I am, though, just while I go up ahead, what I am going to do is get a drink, and I'm also going to get some, I think actually, what we'll use for the pattern is we'll use our plaid, and let's go in. I'm thinking, as I usually do, I'm thinking a bit of black cardstock, so I'll bring it out anyway. And we can get ourselves good to go. So I've got my black card, I've got my white multi-purpose, I've got my pattern paper. I'm just going to go in with my pencil. Now this is a cool one. I really do like this one. It's fab the way that it comes. It's very easy to actually create as well. So therefore what we're going to do is, let's go from up above and then let's get rid of that black screen. So layering it up, so when it comes to your star shaped card, you're going to need your cardstock that's 8.5 inches by 11 or A4 in size, whichever cardstock you've got. And you're going to need just one sheet. It does flatten out to 7.4 by 7.2, so that'll be the size of the envelope that you will need. So what I'm going to do is let's do what we do, the concept and premise behind the templates. Let's draw around them. So I've got my mechanical pencil here. I find it easier with them because you've got that fine lid at the top. So I'm just going to go down. You know, I've explained in the past before, I don't use our temporary sprays and I don't use our low tack tape usually to stick these down. I definitely don't use my my temporary spray, and there's no other reason than it's one of those things, I've never used it over the years and I'm in that habit of just holding down with my hand and not using them. But if you want to, then of course you can do, because that's one of the purposes of them. And then we need to go in with our score line, which is there. There's our score line as well. And then this part, which is a cut line. So we're going to go up and then down. So if I then remove that one, we've essentially got what you can see here. So let's take our scissors. And then we can then cut all the way around. Now what I'm going to do is cut up to the edge, all the way up to, or as close up to the edge, not right on the edge. Get rid of all this excess all the way round. And then what we can then do is as we get to the end, then I'm going to come in and then cut. So I'm going to go all the way up. Now for this you can't use your guillotine because of course we're cutting into sections, but you can, if you find it hard with scissors, you can use your V-blade paper trimmer. That's ideal. You can use your craft knife and a ruler. And you can as well, if you've got something like a Cameo or scan and cut or anything like that, anything that enables you to scan in, then of course you could scan it in and let the blade do the cutting. So you've got that option. So let's go all the way up. So we're just going all the way round like so. So if I come in to here, so I like to go from outer point to inner point. So let's go all the way from outer point to inner point, each part of the star. So as we come up, and then what we can then do is get to the end. So there really is essentially, apart from the outline of the star, there's very little cutting and scoring. So there is our star that we can see just here. So we've got our star. Now what we're left with is of course this part here. Now that line and that line we need to score, that and that is what we're then going to cut. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring my scoreboard in, and then I'm going to come along and then I'm going to take my juice because I need to take a drink. So if I do that, take my drink and get my scoring tool as well. There we go. Right, so now what we've got then is our two lines, left and right. So we need to score in and score in. So let's do just that. So I'm going to come to that outer edge, and then I'm going to score up to that first point, and then we're going to do the same here. So we're going to score up there and then there. Now what we need to do with that one is we need to come in with our, either with our craft knife or ruler. I'm going to come in with my V-blade trimmer. So I'm going to go in with my trimmer here, and then what I'm just going to do, so I'm just going to line them up with the channel. So I'm lining those bits there that you can see just there, and just ignore what I've just said there because I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't need to do that. It's this bit. What I'm just doing is I'm just lining up, so that pencil line I can see is lined up with that channel, and then it's also lined up with this inner channel just here. So I'm going to lift my lever, and then I'm going to bring my blade up. Now we've got a little arrow point on the handle there, and that indicates the central point, so that is where the tip of the blade is. So I know I need to come into here and then push up, and then I just need to go as far up to that point, which is there, and then I've got my cut that you can see there. If I then turn that one around, and then I'm going to do exactly the same again. So I'm just going to visually line up, and then if I then bring that one in, start to even it up. So I'm going to come along, and then I'm going to go into that center point again to that point, and then I'm going to come down, and then if I do, I need to do a tiny little bit, which is fine. Then now what I've then got is I've got that cut. So there's the tip of the star. Now what I'm going to do is if I come along, let's bring in my eraser, and then I'm just going to go in, I'm going to take that line, I'm going to take that line as well, and then because I've used my V-blade trimmer, you will see your pencil lines. So let's just take that one out, and then I really don't have any on the edge, but for the sake of being nice and tidy, let's do that. Let's take them out, and then all we need to do is we just need to fold them back. So we'll fold them back on themselves, and then hopefully, yep, look at that, we've got that perfect join. So what I can then do is give that a burnish, down and then down, and then you can see this is how it looks at the back. So if I turn that one around, so there is your card blank, so there is your star shaped card. So then let's bring in our template once again, because we can do our mats and layers. So let's do the base one black, because you know I do like black and yellow together. And now I know this will be hard to see for you at home, but bear with. So I should have come down a bit. Let's do it that way. So I need to make sure I've given myself plenty of scope to do my layers, which I've got. So there's our first one. So this one will be our first mat and layer, all the way around, like so. So I can go in with that one, and all the way around. I'll always say use a pencil. If you are using black card and you struggle, you could use your white gel pen. That's a nice option. You can just see the outline of that star there. So what we can then do is let's just cut all that away, and then I'm going to follow the lines that I can see anyway, and then cut. So I'm just going to work my way up, and then work my way down. So point to inner point. And I'm doing this, but I still don't know yet if I am going to use this black layer. Well, at least if I choose not to, I've got a black star that I could use another time. So let's then go down into there. We can then go down into here. is our black star. So if I bring that one in, what we've then got is our matting layer, and I just make sure, because there is right, there we go, that's it, we've got our star. So we've got our star here, and then let's go in with our next one. So let's set that one to the side. What I am just going to do, just so I know, I'm just going to write T for top, because I don't, visually by looking at it there, I don't think they're exactly symmetrical all the way round. So just do that. Once you've figured out which is the right way to you, just put a little T or mark or something so that you know. Let's go in with that yellow. Yeah, let's go in with that yellow one. Oh, well, that's me torn that. Let's go in with our next one. So what we can then do is exactly the same again. So I'm just going to make sure I've given myself enough room for my next matting layer. This one you'll be able to see the pencil line, but essentially it's just the same. And then there's nothing stopping you afterwards, like we might do. Come along and use other embellishment dyes. So there's the next star. So let's just cut that one out. So I'm going to do what I should have done with the black one to make it easier for myself. Trim away as much of that excess as possible. And then we can start again. So edge. Alternatively, what you could do, instead of doing each point, is do each side of the point. Work your way in one way. And then once you've done that, then you can then go back the way again, anti-clockwise, and then take them all out. Whatever flow you find easier doing. Something quite therapeutic about going clockwise and then going anti-clockwise. For me anyway, that might sound strange, but for me it is. So there's our next star. Let's bring in my eraser, just catch any little bits that may need taken off. Bring this one in here. So if I bring that in, and then I'm just going to layer that, make sure that, yep, I'm happy with that. Let's just lift that one up. I'm just going to, let's move that out of the way because it's slipping and sliding. Yeah, perfect, happy with that. And then let's go back with the template here. I think I've got enough little bit of scrap here for a white. Yep, I do. Because we might do a name or something, a short name. Work our way around. And I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to, so that was the top, and that's the top. Take, close one, just got to the edge here. Cut that. These are even handy, even if you're not using these stars as a card, they're just handy little star shape embellishments to have on other projects if you want. You never have to use the embellishments for the project that you're doing. Use them elsewhere. We always need stars. So let's go to here. And even then, I've still not decided if I'll use that one. It's just an idea. Just as well having them and not needing them. Of course, I could have done it in gold or something. If I pop that onto there, and then that onto there. Yep. Or, yep, that was it. So we've got our star. So we've got the star, and then that's why that would look nice in blue instead of black. Or, well, the thing is, you could use these with any colour. Any colour you so wish. So let me just move all that out of the way. So what I can then do, is I can then come in, if I use that, I don't actually know if I want that, and just get my alphabets and put a name in it. Yeah, something simple and quirky, right? So, alphabets, not too big, not too small. You know the ones that I've been using lately, and that is where are we? Nope, not them. Let's do this one. I've done these a couple of years ago. They were the cascading. There was the right fold, and then we've done the other fold ones as well. And I've been using these a lot because I just find them quite a good size. Now, see, I like the black, but it's a little bit too thick. This is when we can have, I'm looking quite low down here, haven't I? Actually, no, I'm going to stick with the black. Let's do let's just do something simple. Let's just do it for you. Let's use scraps of white. Actually, instead of the black, let's have a look. Let's get a bright yellow. Now, have I got any? I'm going to have a yellow in my basils. I know I've got plenty of Crafter's Companion bright yellow, but I've got something within my basil basic stash. You know when you're looking for, you've got something, I'm wanting like a bright, like a daffodil yellow, really bright. A bit brighter than the Daisy collection. I wonder if I've got any here. What about here? I know where I've got some. Bear with me while I delve down into my box of delights here. So I've got my 12 by 12 brights and all that to the side of me, but I really wanted I'm thinking of a really bright yellow. So let's go into another section of cardstock within Craig's craft room. This is the sort of brightness that I had in mind. This, as well as our cardstock, I use, so you know I use Basil Basics. I always have loved Basil Basics and always will. So our cardstock, Basil Basics, sticks to, and there's a UK company called Paper Mill Direct. I've used their cardstock for a long time. So that's what theirs are. So any of my cardstock, if you see me using it, it's ours, Basil Basics, sticks to, or Paper Mill Direct. And this is where I just wanted something really bright in with the star. And then what I might do is then go around the edge. I know what I'll do. do it freehand, but I know where we'll go with this one. So let's bring in our template again. So let's go in with our main matting layer. So it's that same matting layer that I used for that black. So let's just hold that down all the way around. So travel. I want to say, now it's been a while since I bought this cardstock from Paper Mill Direct, and when I did, I'm sure it was called Daffodil Yellow. Our Centura Pearl bright yellow is Canary. I'm sure this was Daffodil. So there we go. Let's take that out of the way. So let's go back into cutting again. So I'm going to go clockwise to start with. Work my way around up to the point. And then what we can then do is close that down. All the way around till we get to that tip. Let's not forget you can come in with all your inks as well. Let's just finish that one off. Of course you can come in with all your folders and that too. So there's that. Let me just finish that point. Just a little bit of a rough point there. There we go. Again, let's just go round. And then I'm just going to make sure that I get that in the right position. I'm just going to go all the way round. As I was saying before, these don't seem to be exactly symmetrical. So there we go, just position them until you're happy, which I am there. So that's my top, so let's do top. And then that's my top there. Now what I am going to do is if I then take, can either go around the edge with a classic pen or something along the line, or if you still want to do a matting layer, what I'm going to do, let's bring in our cardstock. So let's bring it in, and then let's just get my glue is defunced up. So let's just get that going again. I think that'll do anyway for now. So let's go over the back. So I'm just going to go straight onto a piece of black cardstock, and then I'm going to do a little bit of trimming myself afterwards. But I'm going to use my ruler and my pencil. So as well as your template library, your ruler is a good helping aid to give you additional mats and layers, certainly for something that's a little bit of an awkward shape. So I'm leaving myself, just need to make sure when you are doing something like a star with points, make sure you're leaving yourself enough space, because obviously the point will overlap that top. Make sure you've got space. I'm just waiting to take another drink. So let's go in with our ruler, and then what I'm going to do is let's see if we can see, so you can get a good visual. So what I'm going to do, see this section, because you've got your blocks within your ruler. So what I'm going to do here is, because I want quite a shallow black matting layer, so I'm going to come along, so there's that halfway point on my ruler, and I'm going to come along just until I see about 2 millimeters showing, And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come along and then draw. And then essentially, I am just doing that all the way round, giving myself an additional matting layer so that I can then draw. So even although you might not have, you might only have 1 or 2 mats and layers within the template library. Of course, squares and rectangles, that sort of shape's always easy to create more with your paper trimmer or guillotine, or you might have nest and dies. Stars are harder, and you might have star, nest and dies, but there must be about, I don't know, thousands of different star shapes out there. So to get one that's going to complement the library is going to be quite tough. So therefore, use what you've got as a little helping aid. Again, work our way around. Into place. Couple of millimeters. And then last one, what we're going to do, and if you don't want bulk of mats and layers, or you don't feel confident doing this is what I was meaning a moment ago, where what you could do is you could go around the edges of your yellow star with probably, I would say, the chisel nib of your classic pen. Or what you could do is go in with a little bit of your water reactive ink pad just to the edge. Or it could be your black pigment with a little bit of black embossing powder just to give you that outline. So let's zoom in, and then what I can do is just follow. And this time I am just going to do it section by section. Take that out. Again, let's just neaten that up. Get into that point. Follow your pencil lines. Follow it all the way down. Or using your ruler. Always recommend going tip to intersection. Tip to intersection. I'm trying not to go quiet as I'm cutting coma. Those go in a colouring coma. I go in a cutting coma. There we go. And then, did I mark my one that was a top? No, doesn't really matter. But there we go. So I've got the perfect black fine matting layer. And then, of course, I've got my star, my coloured star. And essentially, in actual fact, I might do that again, give myself a really... Now, I'm not going to waste this black star, so what I'm going to do, because that would fit on there, let's stick that on, and then I'll just do what I done a moment ago when it comes to the pencil and the ruler. What I should have said as well at the start of this video, just in case you've not seen any of my other ones, and at this point this is a good time to say it, I don't edit these videos, I don't adjust them, I don't do anything. I literally film them and then I clip the very start and clip the end because it's too long, so I shorten it up. And what I mean by that, our logo that comes up at the start and end, You don't miss anything of me. I just clip the start, clip the end, and then what I film, what I say, what I do is what you see. So if you see me drawing around all the layers and cutting around all the layers, you get to see me do all the layers. There's no skipping of any of it. And at first, now all that I'm doing is exactly what I'd done beforehand. At first, I'd done that out of laziness, because I really wanted to get the video uploaded for you all to see. So because of that, out of laziness, I thought, right, I'm not going to edit any bits. I'm just going to put it out as it is. And by gosh, you guys, and I was honest with you when I put the video, and you guys told me in your droves how much you loved seeing it all in real time. And there's no skipping, there's no editing, because a lot of you actually like to craft along to the videos. So by doing it in real time means you can craft along. Now, of course, you won't be able to craft along to this until this launches. But at least you can absolutely do that. You can cut along with me if you want to. Let's work our way around again. So I'm using our brand new expansion pack 2 of our template library. So it is blue. Now I'm currently filming this on Sunday the 7th of May 2023. I am going to be launching this on Crafters TV a week tomorrow, which is going to be the 14th, I want to say, 15th. Monday the 15th, I'm going to be launching it on Crafters TV. If you are here in the UK and you want that little bit of a head start, the gorgeous Debbie Robinson, she's going to be launching it on Hobby Maker a week today, which is Sunday the 14th. She's stepping in for me because technically I am still off on holiday. Although in saying that, I would not have been opposed to starting back on this Sunday to launch it, but Debbie is going to absolutely love seeing what you could do. Because I'm not, I think she's got her hands on it now. Spoke to her about a week ago, and she didn't have it at that point. But as I did say to her, please be warned, because you're going to love it, you're going to snap it up. So that's going to be Sunday here in the UK. Of course, if you're not in the UK, as well as watching Crafters TV, please do still tune in and watch Debbie. Always watch Debbie, always watch all of us, you can do that. You guys stateside and beyond, you can't shop from Hobby Maker. Now, I know sometimes you guys state that, oh, that's really unfair. But, to be fair, we can't and never have been able to shop on HSM. So, it works out exactly the same. But you can absolutely watch all of us on Hobby Maker in the UK, hobbymaker.co.uk, or you can be watching on YouTube. I know HSN, I sometimes watch, or, well, sometimes. I sometimes watch on YouTube, but predominantly I do watch on their website. I know they've got an app, but we can't get it in the UK. I tried, because it's regional. It wouldn't let me download it. But at least you still watch on their website. So yeah, do that. Let's just take some of these little finger marks. So there we go. So we've now created our own additional mats and layers. There we go. I'm a lot happier with that now. A lot happier. Actually, that really does look like the Challenge Annika logo, being the TV show that me and Ben really enjoy. Oh, there's an idea. I might actually use Ben's name for this. So if I bring in the card blank to go onto there. There we go. Happy with that. So let's move that out of the way. So let's bring in these cascading right alphabets. You may have got your hand on a couple of weeks ago. Please do not write in, well, as I was away to say, please do not write in the comments saying, how can you get your hands on this? You can do, but I can just tell you now, it is an older product. It's a good about 3 years old or something like that. We don't have them in stock. I know we've no plans to get them in stock again. I don't know about all your other shopping sites, you know, your eBays and Amazons and all them. You might find them there, but for us, these are a past collection you can't get your hands on. And I actually use these predominantly, like a lot of my alphabet dies that are there to serve a purpose. Left-fold alphabets, I use these as standard alphabets, and these are no exception. So within these ones here, let's go and take them out. So let's take Ben, B-E-N, and then, oh, isn't she an absolute beauty? Absolute beauty. We were all very, 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 very lucky. Sarah, being the kind and caring and lovely, generous boss that she is, allowed us to get first dibs on the Gemini 2. So I know Lily's got her hands on one. I know Debbie's got her hands on one. What I would say as well, I'm going to jump back. I know it might still be up there, this being Sunday. What to do is go on to Debbie Robinson's Instagram, Debbie Robinson CC. She done a sped up unboxing. Hopefully it's still there. If not, she'll maybe pop it up again. I'll maybe drop her a message to let her know that I mentioned it in this video. She'll maybe pop it up again if she's still got it saved. So go along, have a look. So I know Lily's got her hands on one. Debbie's done the unboxing. So do that, go across and then have a look at that unboxing. It's an absolute dream. We've been champing at the bit to get our hands on them. Debbie, if you are watching, I love you, but she absolutely chewed the ear off of Sarah about getting her hands on one. To be fair, we all did. I did as well. Been WhatsApping her. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? So eventually they caved and allowed us to get our hands on one. One of main things, right? I've got the camera adjusted, so I'm not going to move it all about. But what we've got within this one here, so I've not got my rotating ring on it just yet. So I'm just using the glide feature on my glass mat. Now, my iPad that I'm using for this camera, I've got connected and is charging, which is a dream. The other day I had my iPad, I had my phone, and then I also used the, what do you call it, something else to do the charging, and it was a dream. But what I've also loved is, yes, the plates are great. However, if you've got your Gemini mini plates that you've still got that purple shim for, well, there you go, you'll be able to use it. So what I've done is, let's take that one. So let's do B, E, and then N. So I just need to come in with my tape to make it nice and secure. So I've still got, these are still, as I say, my Gemini Go plates. So it's plastic, magnetic, and then top plate. So it's still exactly the same as your other ones. And then I can just come in, feed that up. Because of that sensor, it can go any way that you want to, which is absolutely awesome. So cool. And then when we come along and take that one out, what we've then got is our alphabets. So all that I need to do is then chop them out. You'll have no surprise that it is going to spell out the word Ben. So B-E-N. And then we can do that again in black cardstock. So if I bring in some of the black, and then when you run that one through the back, and then you attach it together, it's going to look like this.